Well, first of all, just commiserations. Can you sum up your emotions, especially having had a healthy lead just past the half-hour mark?
Uh, one of frustration, one of disappointment, really. We start superbly, arguably the best opening gambit of my tenure here, short tenure. Unfortunate not to be maybe 3-4 ahead. Sammy Nick has a good chance. Jonah hits the post, but only looks like there's going to be one winner, and then they scored a good goal. To be fair to them, disputed free kick, and I think we've got to do. I don't know whether the wall's in the right place. That's the keeper's kind of discretion, and we find ourselves going in a half time 2-2 really with having the lion's share of the game. Second half again, we're pushing, trying to win the game, and then another strange decision. Just needs to be headed wide. Young centre half knows that, and ball hits the post, comes right back out of there, lads, and you have to worry. You need that little bit of luck, and you tend not to get it when you're scrapping for your life down the bottom, and you tend to get it when you're fighting up near the top of the table. So very frustrating, but we have to dust ourselves down. We have to come back stronger Saturday, because nobody feels sorry for you when you're in a relegation fight.
What, if anything, in hindsight, could you have done to protect your 2-0 lead? I guess you can't account for individual errors.
You have to give them a bit of credit as well. I thought it was a really good strike from the edge of the box, and then the free kick. The technique to get it up and down. You have to give them a bit of credit. We'll be disappointed with certain aspects of it, but we'll have to go away and analyse that and come back. And then just a hopeful punt over the top. We've got players there to deal with it. We've had to make substitutions because bodies are creaking, because we don't have the depth in the squad that we should have. And Sammy's been playing on an injury for a while, needs an operation in the summer, but we're trying to keep him going. Brandon's just come back from having a little bit of a freshener up, and no disrespect to our lads who are on the bench, but they're bringing Chuks and Ikio and Jaya Sarami. They're bringing, they're not dipping in terms of experience and kind of know-how at this level. We don't have quite the same luxury. We've got to get a smaller group of players through that, and I'm not saying the game swung on that, because I think the lads who went on done superb. But there's a moment when I've had to turn to the bench, and you're looking for inspiration. You're looking for somebody who can maybe unlock the game whilst it's 2-2. And at this moment in time, the difficulty for us lies in the fact that those options aren't experienced. You've got young people trying to forge the way in the game, rather than people who are tried and tested and who can take the performance on. But again, I don't think there's many factors at play here. I could be here all night talking to you about what needs to get better, what needs to improve, but the stuff that we can affect in this moment, and that's the lads dusting themselves down and coming back stronger Saturday, and stuff that needs addressing. Obviously, once the kind of summer's here, and there needs to be certainly a real cultural overhaul of many aspects of the football club.
And what was your view of Joe Day's red card? He'll now be forced to miss Saturday's game.
Yeah, it's again, we've got a throw in, and we're trying to load their box. The throw in back's not the best throw in. The touch is not great. The ball's mishit, and obviously we're counted it on because we're trying to get the equaliser. So we lose the keeper now for the game or at the weekend, and it just is sums up a strange period for the club. I don't think it's something that's happened since I've come in. It just looks like there's just key moments where you need calm heads and decisions, and at this moment in time we ain't selecting the correct decision. It's my job and the coach's jobs to give the players all the information and the tactical and technical information that they need. But at the end of the day, you've got to remain calm and composed in order to be able to execute those instructions in the midst of the battle. And at the minute, it's costing us the fact that we're not making those decisions for 90 plus minutes, and I think it's been I've said before, it feels like Groundhog Day probably to you guys, because you've been watching it a lot longer than me. And, if you don't learn your lessons and you don't, dust yourself down and come back stronger, then unfortunately, football doesn't care who you are. It will, give you the poor results that you deserve.
And it's a long journey home tonight. Do you have to pick up the players physically and mentally now for Saturday in Plymouth?
Yeah, well, I mean, we'll have to assess the guys who, we've had Sammy Nicks come off because he could no longer continue. We had Josh Grant the same. So we've got bodies creaking. And look, no one's going to feel sorry for us. We're in a dogfight. We won't be the only team due to the schedule. And, we've just got to dust ourselves down. Said to the lads in there, there's key moments that have cost you, but to take the game in the manner we did to Charlton, get ourselves in the position we are. Jonah's lob hits the outside of the post. Their guy lobs our keeper, it's the inside the post and comes back to him. And you got to make your own luck in our game. And the Lord helps those who help themselves. And at this moment, we're not all helping ourselves.